Hey guys, welcome back to the second round of the 2003 FIA GT Championship. The next round comes from Magny-Cours in France, and as you can see there, the circuit length is 2.741 miles, in just under 4.5 kilometers. Of course, we're on the opponent's strength of 100%, as was the last race. The aggression is unreal. I do love that it can go up to psychotic. That's insane. I find that very funny, but I'm just going to leave it on real for now. And as for the standings in class, we just missed out on points. I think we finished about 12th, so we were a couple of positions away. Points for the top 8. But the top 3 cars do have penalty ballast now, so that's something to look out for. Overall, so none of these, the G2 and G3, I'm not exactly what's going on with those. Not sure what's going on with those. We'll just leave it for now. Well, I'm not exactly sure what they're about. I feel like they'll be racing at some point, but maybe just on specific rounds. I'm not sure. Maybe they're like national cars. I'm not sure. But pretty much all of the cars in my class are Porsches and Ferraris. So, nonetheless, Magny-Cours, the GP circuit. I do really like this track actually. This is the one of the 2 tracks, I think, one of 2 or 3 tracks I tried before I started this career mode, just to try and gauge the difficulty level right. And I feel like I did a pretty good job at this track. Maybe not the other one, but this one, I think, maybe. So we're just going to accelerate the time a little bit. And yeah, I'll get back to you when I'm out on track. I'll do a couple of little switches with the setup just to get me on point. I feel like we might as well go for the soft tyres, surely. Take out some fuel. But anyway, I'll get back to you when I'm out on track. Right, so I'm going to go on track right now. There's only 35 cars in this one, so a couple of less cars than the last race, which is interesting. I guess certain tracks don't allow all cars, which is interesting. I hope I don't ever get the boot, but we'll see. Maybe they're like, this guy's trash, get him off the track. So I'm going to have to be careful here. A lot of cars on their quick laps here, so I'm going to try and stay out the way. I feel like I'm right on the racing line right now, though, so I don't know what to do. Let's go to this side of the track and just let everyone breeze through, hopefully. But this is the thing, multiple car classes do make it quite interesting. I can see another one coming in my mirrors right now. But then I feel like we'll have a bit of a gap. I can see another one, but I hope that I can stay out of his blue flag zone. Right, okay, so this is the first time I've driven this specific car on this track. I drove a GT car, the fastest car in the game around this track. So, it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but yeah, why is my force feedback very odd? It doesn't seem to be great, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't really seem to be working that well. Especially with my just sort of barely holding onto the steering wheel. It's very light and doesn't really feel like I'm connected to the car much. Anyway, so we know a couple of cars in my class do have ballast, so we're just going to give ourselves a bit of a gap here. I don't want to get myself into any trouble through blue flags. We can see cars are coming behind us, so we'll try and not do that. So the Porsche I can see in my mirrors, and a Ferrari. I think they're both in my class. It looks like obviously a 911 and a 360, which I think is in my class. So let's go for it then, lads. 100% difficulty. I don't know why I need to keep saying that, but I just need to reassure myself that I'm not being a total noob. This isn't a terrible difficulty level to be at. Anyway, the corner I was really struggling with when I first drove this was turn 1. It just doesn't seem to... yeah, it seems to not go right for me. Neither really... just turn 2 by the looks of it. Come on, Alex. What is this? That's not the racing line. What's you playing at, son? I don't feel this is going to be a particularly great first lap, but I need to really concentrate on my actual lap. So I'm just going to show you this lap and then we'll see. Ooh, shifted down a little bit too quickly to first gear there. I did give myself a gap to the car in front, but I don't feel it was quite as big as the gap currently is. However, this is my favourite section here. This sort of a little bit of a corkscrew-esque corner where the car is pitching in. Oh, I do like it. Through here. See, I've definitely gained a bit of time on the cars behind through that section. I'm recording this straight after the first episode, by the way, so I of course wouldn't have been able to see your comments. But I would appreciate anyone that's supporting this series. Don't worry, some F1 classic games are coming. I should just sort out my PS2 recording, which I've had issues with, and I'm gonna get around to it. But unfortunately, I spent a couple of hours on it the other day. I didn't get any progress with it, which kind of annoyed me because, of course, I've got university work as well to be getting on with. That was a little bit too much of a cut. Ooh, I thought someone was crashing into the tyre wall there, but they were just going to pit lane. So up to the start-finish line. I'm going to shut up and try and concentrate, but we've gained a whole heap of positions, so it's not a terrible start. Right, this is going to be my last lap time in this session I'm going to do. Otherwise, I'm never going to get to the race here. I've tried my best to try and get better than my current time, but just doesn't seem to be going any better, unfortunately. Little mistakes here and there, and obviously that last lap was a big mistake. I haven't managed to go much quicker here, but let's see. I've got a Ferrari coming up behind me here. Hopefully he just breezes past me. He's in the GT class, I'm in the NGT class, so no need to be fighting him, but I just need to keep my reference point. Please don't. There's another one coming up behind me. I know he's in a different class and he wants to get past me, but at the same time I need to be doing my best lap. If I just let him through here, hopefully he's got enough downforce that he can go through it quicker than me. Okay, so that's slightly interfered with my lap, but not enough really to destroy it. 4 attempts up in the first sector. Let's see how the second sector goes. I feel like my second... I can't even remember what happened when I was last speaking. But a little bit of a sideways moment there. Oh, I lost a lot of time there in the second sector. Wasn't quite as committed, obviously. First sector much better. Second sector a lot slower. Much too early on the brakes there. Let's see how much we can gain back in this last sector. Oh, that's slightly cheeky. It's way over the grass. Up to the start finish line. 1:33.3. Gained a little bit of time. A little bit. 2 attempts. So that last sector was the one I was definitely losing a lot of time in. Overall. So there we go. I'm going to park it up. Back to the garage. And let's see how the race goes. Right then. Let's see how the race goes. I assume when you go green flag, you're allowed to just overtake, because it seems odd not to be the case. So let's try and gain a few positions here on this first lap of the race. I just also don't want to get involved in any crashes. So let's see. Trying to just squeak around the outside doesn't really work. He's left a gap there. I've just been able to squeeze in front of the other Porsche. So a couple of positions have been gained early on here. A couple of people did go quicker at the end of qualifying, so didn't quite start as high up as I would have thought. Yeah, oh, there was a yellow flag out there briefly. Anyway, nice start here. We didn't want to just dive past everyone on the first corner, but then also getting stuck behind them meant that we couldn't really battle for higher positions in that first race of the season. I think this car in front is a GT1 car. Maybe? I don't know, is that annoying? I feel like that might be a bit annoying. Let me know if you want to see tags on the drivers whether that is annoying. But anyway, what I was trying to say is I think this is a GT car, not an NGT car just in front of me, which means it is inherently a little bit quicker. Oh my goodness, that made me avoid him in a hurry. That could have been a big one. Luckily it wasn't though, let's be honest. So we saw a couple of retirements towards the end of that last race. I need to make sure that I don't do anything too silly with my car and don't let that happen to me, because the mechanical issues really started ramping up I mean, there were loads of cars, like, I assume run out of fuel or broken down on the in-lap. So I'm not sure what it was. I saw a yellow flag there, some smoke ahead. Wow, I so nearly touched the grass there. I was petrified. I was about to just go into the gravel, stall it and spin it. I wish this GT car would just go past them. It's annoying sitting behind him, but then he also does open up some gaps, which is good. Come on, we're out sprint him. Just about. Just about. But now we're stuck right behind this guy's rear wing when we need to see the racing line. The rear's locked up there a little bit. That wasn't me trying to go for a move actually. I think the rear's locked up a little bit and that sent me a little bit squirrely. So it was actually a weird looking movement there. I do feel like I can get past this guy though. I do feel like I can do it. Oh, he sort of left the door open and then is like, nah mate, you can't come through. Oh, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable at Magny-Cours though than I was at that last race in Barcelona. I guess it's thanks to a bit of dry running as well. I'm not going into the race such an unknown, but at the same time, I still haven't got much experience, so some rookie errors still will happen. I just can't. I can't feel like I can risk that. I don't feel like I can go as quickly through those corners as those guys do. Didn't lose quite as much time through there as I thought though. So 14 minutes of this race remaining. I think sometimes they cut off a little bit early, to be fair. Whoa, that really quickly jumped out of action, or snapped out of action when I shifted it into first gear there. Oh, slightly hitting those bollards. Slightly using the track till its full limit. But I feel like I've made a little bit of progress here. I understand the car a bit more. I'm not quite understanding it enough to know when to shift down to first, but I guess maybe shift first is sort of just the gear you start off, and you know, if you make a mistake, that's the one you use. You don't really use it for anything else. What are you doing, mate? Is what he's saying to me. So I shouldn't be complaining about the AI. I just need to concentrate on myself. A silly little mistake there. I can move on from it. Just determined to get past this guy. He's braking quite early, to be fair. I feel like we can get him. Oh, but this is the part of the track that I don't feel like I'm going to be able to go past him. He's just so much quicker through here than I am. To be fair though, that's probably my best run through there yet. Oh my goodness, we so nearly hit the gravel. I can see that Porsche in my mirror. I don't think he's going to be quite ballsy enough to go past me on the brakes, but we'll see. Definitely not my best first sector in the world, that's for sure. Whatever seems to be in front of 19th seems to be very far ahead. I'm not sure who it is or what car it is, but they've got a big lead on us, that's for sure. Ooh, a little bit too early on the downshift there. I'm annoyed I'm stuck behind this same Porsche's rear wing for the last few laps. I know I can go faster than him. But I'm just not quite ballsy enough to go for the overtake. Oh, that's a much better run, Alex. That's a much better run. You've got to go for it now, son. You've got to go for it now. I feel like he's just going to... Oh my goodness, that so nearly ended up in a crash. If we touched there, that was game over for me in this race. It was game over. I don't think I'm quite close enough to get him on the brakes here. I feel like I need to be pretty much right behind him. I'm definitely better than him on the brakes, that's for sure. You can see the host of cars in my rear view mirror. It just keeps going. Oh, I messed that up. I was too busy paying attention to my rear view mirror than looking at what's in front of me. Clever. I feel like there must be NGT cars in front of me here, but it seems a little bit crazy that they're that far ahead. I seem to catch him at all of the wrong places. Once again, nearly smashed into the back of him, but that time I was a little bit more understanding of what was going to happen. I feel like if there's enough GT cars, we surely should be in the points, which I guess is the good first step. I should have actually counted it, but I feel like there's only about 11 or 12. Once again, same part of the lap, same issues. I just can't get a good enough run out of this corner. It just doesn't seem to... I don't trust the car enough. So I need to get him in the middle sector. That's the one where I feel like I can gain enough time on him. Let's just try and do that. Not like I'm not trying before, but... Is that a bit of a scruffy exit out of there? That's actually my best one through there so far. Right, so I need to go through here in 4th gear, not 5th gear. But he's been wise to it. He's a bit quicker through there. Sorry, I did not mean to crash into the back of him. It's only light contact. Oh my god. It's a good race, don't get me wrong. It's just frustrating, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to go for the inside here and just see whether that works. What? What happened there? Wait a sec. I'm sorry, but what? I know I went for a bit of a crazy move down the inside, but what happened to the car? Why did it flip like it did? Half flip. I mean, it was a bit of an opportunistic move. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not worried. I'm not saying I didn't deserve to be hit or whatever, but I'm just surprised that was the motion. Oh well. Guess there's more fun to be had then, guys. 7 minutes to go. More overtakes. One of those learning experiences. Right, is someone going to the pit lane? We just gained a position there. I'm not sure I have damage actually. I know I have damage on, I just hope that I haven't got crazy amounts of it. A couple of retirements wouldn't hurt me. I just really want to score points. That's what I want to do. I don't know what happened to him there. He just stopped out of that corner. That's probably the easiest position I'll ever gain on a racing game, but in existence. So it looks like it's a Ferrari in front of me. It looks slightly lower than the rest of the cars. Yes, it is. I mean, this has been a much better race. Don't get me wrong. This has been a much better race. I've actually had a bit more fun in this one. The last one was me getting very frustrated at myself. Of course, there was that little mistake I just had where I sent myself spinning. I'm not going to place any of the blame on the AI there. It's a good learning experience to have. That's for sure. I'm just slightly confused how we're 21st position out of this, because I swear we were battling for P20, weren't we, a second ago? So I'm not exactly sure what's happened. Have cars retired? That Ferrari does sound pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. How's he upshifting through there? I'm not even on the throttle. I feel way less committed than him. I swear he just nearly touched the gravel on the outside though. But we've had a good run. Should be able to skedaddle past him. Now it's just not about making sure we're not anything too silly through here. Is that oil or something on the track there? Why is everyone slipping on it? It's weird. At least I know I've got pace in this race. I was very concerned after the qualifying session in Barcelona, I'm not going to lie. I was like, how has this happened? This doesn't make any sense to me. We need this window wiper going. Hopefully a couple of you will have understood my issues and might have left a comment. I've searched online but I couldn't see anything about it. I just touched the gravel there, that was a bit silly. A bit early on the downshift a second. So hitting the curb in these cars is a big no-no. I think that's something I've taken away from my 2 races so far. It does not like the curb. Or at least high curves. I suppose that's any racing car though, it doesn't like high curves. Very understandable. Not designed to go over them. How do they gain so much time through there? I just don't feel like I could go through there in 5th gear. I mean, fair play to them. They're obviously a bit more committed through there than me. I would just be scared to go through there at the speed they're going through there, and just... I guess they are kind of on rails, that's for sure. Come on, we've got to get past Mr. Red. We've got to get past Big Red before the end of this race. Then I have no idea what position we're in. The NGT cars that are ahead, the NGT cars that are ahead of us must have been on a crazy mission today, because they were so far ahead of the rest of us. I mean, fair play to them. I just would never be able to match their level. Never going to be able to match their level today, because they were so far ahead. I'd be interested to know how many cars are ahead. I can see that the black Porsche that I crashed with just ahead. I don't think we're going to have enough time to catch him. Sorry, they just catch me out there every single time. I apologise. Obviously, I'm not about crashing into the competitors. It's just it does catch me out. Actually, is he going slowly? Feels like he's going slowly. This is probably going to be the last lap of the race. 140, we might just get another lap in. So the leader's just taken the checker flag. I don't think I'm going to be able to gain any positions here. I assume the GT guys have lapped a few of us NGT lads. That seems to be the case. It was the case in Barcelona. these two guys in front have suddenly pulled out a big pace advantage on me in this last lap or so. My screen is getting very dirty. Yellow flag in sector 2. That's where we are, right? I think. So I'll be seeing more mechanical issues on the last lap of this race. No. Alex, what are you doing, son? Where is he? I shifted down too early. Once again, that seems to be the cause of most of my issues, is that shifting down too early. Whoa, there's a car way off in the gravel there. Alright, there's loads off. What's happened there? There's been a big accident on this last lap of the race. Loads of cars off. 3 cars off in the last lap of this race. That's insane. A couple of little mistakes here and there in this race. The big one, obviously, hitting one of my ex-Porsche, or my Porsche colleagues. Oh my goodness. We scored some points. Yes. What was that though? What was that? Oh my. Speed through that. Look at the slight front damage we have on my car. So I come across the line here. I'm happy because I feel like we've had an alright race. And there's a car blown up, destroyed. What's happened there? It's another car? No, that's the safety car. So what's happened to this guy? Man. Look at this Viper. Is absolutely destroyed. How did I avoid them? I don't know. Right. There we go. What? I was battling for the lead. Oh. No. I was battling for the win in class. How did I do that? Oh, that makes it even worse. Oh, that makes it even worse for me. The car I hit and did a little spin with, he won the race. All you can see there. He's only 2 seconds up the road from me. I was only a couple of seconds away from scoring a class victory. Oh. It was deserved though. I'm not saying this is... I mean, I've got to be a lot more honest with myself. It was my mistake completely. The AI had the right to turn to the corner at some point. I was going there a little bit too deep, and he was like, "Not today, son," and obviously turned in as he deserved to. So it's just a bit more frustrating that it was for the victory that I didn't realise. Fun race though, fun race. And are we going to see some points? Yes, we are. Oh no, we got a 10 kilo penalty for the next race though. Godfrey Jones. Wait, so we're only 4 points behind the class championship lead right now. That's getting me a bit more excited. At least we've got 6 points on the board. Wow, what a race. What on earth is this track? This is the next track, obviously. So, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate your support massively. Thank you, as always. Please remember to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new. And this looks like it's a NGT only event, which is interesting. So, unless, I'll see you guys around soon. Goodbye.